Aloha 692. I'm PA Olmsted, your Art Medical Officer, and today I'm here to provide a few updates regarding COVID-19 and some tips on keeping healthy through the holiday season. As more people have gotten vaccinated over the past couple of months, we have seen a downward trend of both positive COVID cases and deaths due to COVID. The CDC forecasts a continuation of this downward trend over the next few months, but this is in part reliant on younger children getting vaccinated once the COVID vaccine becomes available to them. We're expecting the FDA to grant EUA approval within the next couple of weeks, with distribution launching shortly thereafter. The Hawaii Military Medical System is developing a vaccination plan that will go into effect once vaccines have arrived. So keep monitoring the Tripler and the 15th Med Group Facebook pages for more information. It's also the start of cold and flu season. Anyone over the age of 6 months and without contraindications to the flu vaccine should get their flu shot, and there are many opportunities available. There are several sites throughout the military health system to include Tripler, Schofield Barracks, Block Auditorium on Pearl Harbor side, and 15th Med Group, as well as off-base locations like Costco, CVS, and Walgreens. For those of you that live near Wahiawa, there will also be a shot line at the Chief's Mess across from the Roach next week, November 3rd through the 5th. My recommendation would be to go to that shot line starting the afternoon of the 3rd or any day on the 4th or the 5th to make sure that you're not having to wait too long. Last year, we saw an unusually low number of flu cases and deaths, both in the US and globally, and this is despite increased testing for the flu. Experts attribute this to several factors, which include vaccinations, mask wear, increased hand hygiene, physical distancing, and staying home when sick. Let's all do our part to make this another slow year for cold and flu infections. Now, as we go into the holiday season, keep these safety recommendations in mind. In general, protect those not yet eligible for vaccine, such as young children, by getting yourself and other eligible people around them vaccinated. Wear well-fitting masks over your nose and mouth if you are in public indoor settings, if you're not fully vaccinated. Even those who are fully vaccinated should wear a mask in public indoor settings if you're in a community where there's substantial to high transmission of COVID or even cold or flu infections. Remember, outdoors is safer than indoors. Avoid crowded, poorly ventilated spaces. If you are sick or have symptoms, don't host or attend a gathering. And get tested if you have symptoms of COVID-19 or have had close contact with someone who was positive for COVID-19. If you're considering traveling for a holiday or an event, visit the CDC's travel page to help you decide what is best for you and your family. The CDC still recommends delaying travel until you're fully vaccinated. But if you're not fully vaccinated and must travel, follow the CDC's recommendations for domestic travel or international travel. If you're traveling in a group or family with unvaccinated people, choose safer travel options. And you can find these at the CDC website. Everyone, even people who are fully vaccinated, are required to wear a mask on public transportation and to follow international travel recommendations. In addition to these protective measures, you can help your body fight off infection by boosting your immune system. Things like eating a colorful variety of healthy foods, getting 20 to 30 minutes of moderate activity a day, getting quality sleep, taking care of your mental health, avoiding tobacco or vape, and maintaining connections with friends or family have been shown to positively impact immunity. For this reason, we're bringing back the Commander's Cup Challenge for the month of November. We have made a few changes since last year, but the Commander's Cup is still a virtual event using Google Forms, and it's comprised of various physical, mental, and spiritual tasks aimed toward bolstering your holistic health. It's a friendly competition among all of the squadrons, the group staff, and our sister units. The Google link will be sent out later this week via email, Facebook, and Matters Most. You can preview the tasks over the weekend, but points will not start accumulating until 1 November, and the challenge will run until 30 November. In the past, 324 and the 8th have come close to defeating group staff. Will the Tigers or the Krakens succeed this time, or will the Warhawks swoop in and clinch the win? There's something for everyone and lots of opportunity to score points, so may the best team come up on top. Next, I'll hand it over to Tech Sergeant Hood, who will talk to you about some mental health things.
Hey everyone, I'm Sergeant Hood. I'm the mental health technician on the Airman Resiliency Team. As we head into the holiday season and the second year of COVID, it's important that we focus on the things that connect us with our family, our friends, our community, and our coworkers. That means our focus should be on the positive and not the negative. An example of a negative would be if your family is across the pond from you, not physically here with you on the island. To think about this in a positive light, you can remember the holidays that you had together and how a new experience away from your family may help you value the times that you have spent together and the times ahead that you will have together. Another positive exercise you can do is practice gratitude. When we acknowledge the things in our life that we're grateful for, it releases those feel-good hormones into our bodies. This will help elevate our mood and help us from feeling blue. Sometimes we're going to feel blue, and that's okay. You're allowed to feel sad, angry, or upset. It's just human nature. So don't get worked up if you're feeling this way because these feelings will pass. There are techniques to help mitigate these feelings like diaphragmatic breathing, practicing gratefulness, mindfulness, journaling, and more. But just know that these exercises only help mitigate these feelings. They aren't meant to stop them. They're just meant to limit the negative influence they have on our lives. So stay positive, focus on what you can control, and don't worry about the things outside of our control. If you find yourself feeling a certain way and it's causing you stress, anxiety, anger, or any other negative emotion, then attempt to remove yourself from that situation. We may not always be able to control our emotions, but we should be able to control our actions. This can be difficult in some situations, which kind of brings me to my next point. Being aware of HALT. So HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. When we're experiencing any of these things, we may not be in the best frame of mind. So if you find yourself acting a certain way, then do an inside check and see if you're experiencing HALT. This includes times when you're writing a scathing reply in an email, or when you're about to tell that driver exactly what you think about their driving ability. In these situations, it's always best to take a step back, don't hit send, and to regroup before you're reattacking the situation. Another thing you can control is your alcohol consumption. Now is not the time to forget to make a plan. In fact, make 2 plans, if not more. I've seen too many careers ruined or severely set back because someone didn't have an adequate plan during the holiday season. So having a drink with family and friends can be fun. Just don't let it ruin a good thing. Also, if you're feeling stressed, anxious, or upset, please note that alcohol may not be the best way for you to cope. Alcohol is a coping mechanism, but it is a negative coping mechanism. So don't let alcohol become part of the problem. So challenging times like COVID or happy times like the holidays can help bring people together. It can also help split them apart if they're going into them with the wrong mindset. So focus on the positive, on what brings us together, and don't focus on what brings us apart. Remember, it's okay not to feel okay, but please seek help when needed. Utilize the ACE method of ask, carry, escort if someone you know is thinking about hurting themselves or you suspect they might be thinking about it. You can reach out to the ART, the med group, the emergency room, supervision, 911, or any other helping agency if you or someone else needs assistance. Thank you, and have a good holiday season. And I'll pass it over to Chaplain Edison.
Thanks, team. Hey, everyone. It's Chaplain Edison, and I just want to share with you one of the ways to stay resilient during this time. One of the ways to stay resilient during this time is by having hope. Some define hope as an optimistic state of mind, based on an expectation of positive outcomes for events and circumstances in one's life or the world. Based on that definition, if I were to tell you that to have hope during this time, a few of you would think, Chaplain, all you're telling me to do is bury my head in the sand and not be realistic about the world around us. But I want to encourage you to look at hope from a different perspective. If hope is not optimism and not pessimism, and it has realism, what is it? Well, I put it this way. Hope is the act of entrusting yourself to the future. Hope is trust in a relationship, an idea, or a principle extended into the future. With hope, we are looking forward to life. We are looking beyond COVID-19 and moving to a new normal. For some, it means looking beyond Hawaii and being ready to PCS. For others, hope is looking beyond the military and into retirement. Regardless of why our life is the way it is today, where it goes from here is primarily up to us. We can wake up today or tomorrow to another day, or we can look inward to ourselves. We can look to each other. We can look to our Creator and ask them to help us make some changes both inside and out. We can't make it through life without hope. We can live up to 40 days without food, up to 8 days without water, up to 4 minutes without air, but we can't last but only a few seconds without hope. Hope is our greatest asset in life. We are all in a unique business. And so many across the world rely on what you do day by day and year by year. You are vital. We need you to be resilient, ready, and energized. So please continue to have hope as we approach this holiday season and as we approach the end of this year and looking forward to a new year. From all of us at your Airman Resiliency Team, we say thank you. Have a safe and wonderful day.